Okay, we're on this episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuffs. I have a really cool strap showcase brought to you guys by Chronometer Check. Known for their concise and insightful short-form videos, Anthony started his YouTube review channel back in 2019, which over the years has grown its audience to over 350,000 viewers across all social platforms. Anthony's now expanded into opening a web shop where he's curated some of the very best strap options on the market based on valuable on-wrist experience. So big thank you to Anthony and the Chronometer Check shop for sending in this selection of straps to share with you all and showcase. Just definitely remember to check the links in the description for full color options and availability. And of course, this is just a small selection. There's a lot of other brands and a lot of other models that are also offered on that site, which again, the links will be down in the description. Now, in terms of the watch that we're going to be highlighting, I decided to use this really cool Veyer 36mm field watch. I think it has some really great details, and what's really great about it is it's pretty on trend, right? People are definitely feeling those vintage-esque vibes. So a 36mm is definitely something that I think a lot of folks will be interested in. And to top it off, it even has a super versatile 20mm lug width. So, that's fantastic, right? So you can have this to be kind of a visual stand-in for a lot of other timepieces that are out there. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to share this cool selection with you, and of course, support another fellow YouTuber. I've gotten to kind of chat with Anthony directly in DMs in the past, talking about different watch models. I think I helped him actually with his selection of the Unlimited Mountain Glacier Alpinist, which was pretty cool. So with that said, let's go ahead and zoom the camera out, get this piece in hand, and take a closer look. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and jump in with this first option, which is actually an unbranded gray cordura that goes for $28.95, and it has a genuine cordura upper with a water-resistant leather lining, which is very clean. This is actually the only one featured here that is not going to have quick release spring bars, which you can see very basic. And if you haven't seen the full review for this watch, then enjoy checking out these different profiles of it. Of course, I think the gray looks fantastic, especially in this nice textile. Very, very versatile. It's, I think, pretty perfect for, of course, a military themed field and flight kind of theme there, which looks fantastic. And the nice thing is you're going to have this available in 18mm, 20mm, and 22. It has a very nice standard 80 and 120mm length combination, guys. And then it is going to taper down very nice and clean from 20 down to 18, and then it's really just a 2mm taper around. So if you were to get it in 18, it'll taper down to 16, and if you're going to get it at 20, it will, or 22, it'll taper down to 20. And that's going to be the story for kind of all of the straps here. But yeah, I thought I would just, why not start with this, because man, this thing looks clean. Let's actually get it on the wrist, guys. Of course, it's not broken in, and that's one of the nice things about cordura is that you can break it in. It starts off pretty stiff, and then it really just starts conforming to your wrist. We'll go ahead and get these other pieces kind of moved out of the way very quickly here. Check this out, guys. Let's go ahead and tighten up the frame here so you guys can get a detailed shot, but without any of that extra lens distortion you might get if I was to put my wrist a bit too close to the camera. So very cool. Of course, not even broken in yet, but I think that color palette just matches perfectly. You have that nice clean white dial, and some of you who haven't seen this watch before are probably noticing the nice 3D printing on the dial, which is very, very clean. And I know not everybody loves patina lume. I think this custardy tint here is more of a nice balanced color, pop of color versus necessarily looking like something that is trying to look vintage. So I'm really, really digging that. But of course, this doesn't have quick release spring bars, so I won't be able to just pop it off super easy. I'll have to grab a tool here and get this swapped out. All right, so now that we have everything broken back down, I did want to take a chance to show you guys the really cool packaging that these actually come in. Of course, they're going to be even more packaged because this will have their tags and even some extra plastic wrap in there. But I thought this was pretty cool because this is reusable. You know, like you can store your stuff in here, have it nice and clean and nice and organized, which I really, really like. We'll get to this model. I think I'll save it for last because it is kind of the most complex. But next on our list, we're going to check out this Hirsch Pure. And it's pretty simple, guys. You guys have seen this featured on my channel before. Really, really a big fan of Hirsch. This is $87.95, a little bit more expensive, guys. It does have that nice caoutchouc natural rubber in terms of construction, and then same options and availability in terms of 18, 20, and 22, that 80 millimeter and 120 millimeter length, and then still with the 2 millimeter taper. And this thing looks fantastic. Definitely nice, clean, modern aesthetic that you can pair with really, you know, a lot of different types of watches. But what we have here today is going to be a field watch. And look at the different personality that this is going to go ahead and take on once you throw it on this strap. All of a sudden, it just looks quite clean, modern, and minimalist, right? Like very, very cool. I really like the sheen that's on here, guys. Check that out. If I can get that to focus, very cool. Very nice. And of course, it's going to be resistant to water, resistant to dust, to staining. It's just a little bit, you know, a little dusty from not ever being used. But if we could dust it off right there, you guys can see very, very clean, very nice. I will say the buckle on here is something that I have swapped out in the past. Like I put this same strap on my Damasco DS30 and I swapped it out for the factory Damasco strap. I think this polished metal almost, it just doesn't have the best feel to it. But I think aesthetically it's absolutely fine. You can see nice one static keeper, one keeper that's free floating there, very clean, and then you do have everything nice, nicely contoured underneath so it doesn't stick to your wrist. We'll go ahead and get that on my 7.5-inch wrist. Ooh, yeah, so very, very clean. And this tail can be a little sticky at first, but once you get it going, you guys can see very, very cool. Of course, if I do get my wrist a bit too close to the camera, it's going to seem a little bit oversized. The nice thing is, because this is such a small watch, it's really going to stay out of that danger zone of looking really, you know, oversized. I mean, it's going to look bigger, but it doesn't look huge on my wrist by any means. Check that out. Very clean. Dig in the look. We'll even get the wrist nice and low here. Tighten up the frame. So check that out. Just very clean, minimalist, and again, quite modern in its execution. And this strap is going to be great on really almost any type of watch. I would say even on a dressy watch that you just want comfort on, something like this is still going to flow very, very nicely. So I'm digging that. But let's move on to the next piece here. So the nice thing is with these quick release spring bars, I can actually get this piece off. Actually, you know what? We can go on to this awesome Hirsch Arie next. So the Arie, guys, you've also seen this strap featured on the channel. I dig this. I haven't been able to get my hands on the green one until now, so another big shout out to Anthony. Check out this nice green. So the Arie is a performance strap. It goes for $136.95, so these aren't cheap. But the nice thing is, of course, if you're ordering it from Chronometer Check, these are going to be stocked stateside, so you're not having to order it from overseas or anything and worry about any of the additional kind of logistical headaches that can happen sometimes, right? So you're going to have this nice hybrid construction with a vegan polyester sailcloth weave upper, and then on the underside you're going to get this really cool ventilated natural caoutchouc rubber. So very cool, and it's going to be, of course, nicely ventilated, and you can see that. Of course, not on top, but the Robbie is going to have that kind of full 3D ventilation. But you guys can see this thing is really cool, very, very high quality here. And again, although it's not cheap at 136 bucks, I mean, this thing is, again, This is a really, really high-end hybrid strap in terms of its execution. It's also going to be available in a wide array, 18, 20, and 22. And then, you know, those same types of lengths with the 80 and 120. And then, of course, the same kind of mild taper, which looks very, very clean. This is perfect for that kind of tactical or expedition-themed watch. And hey, we have something that could be, I think, deemed as tactical, being a field watch, or expedition themed, especially with that nice polar white dial here. Check that out. Let me give it a quick little wipe, because I'm sure I'm leaving a little bit of fingerprints on the crystal that I'm not wanting to. Check that out. That is clean, guys. Ooh. Yes, I like the way that custardy patina kind of tint on the loom really plays off of the warm green tones. I like that you can see the black outline from that rubber liner. Very clean, very nicely executed, guys. Look at that. Of course, nicely signed. Very cool, very nice. So we'll go ahead and get that on the wrist here. This might be, ooh, this might be the one. Check that out. Ooh, yeah. That looks good. We'll even zoom it in on that bad boy too. Check this out. Very, very nice. Okay, yeah, I think I accidentally hit the unrecord button there. So stitching this together. So very, very nice. Very clean, guys. Yes, I'm digging it. What do you think? I feel like this colorway is an absolute go. Really beautifully done and very, very handsomely executed. Very cool. Ooh, I'm digging that. And again, I mean, you know, 36 is a lot smaller than I normally would wear on my larger than average 7.5-inch wrist. But you guys can also see that my wrist is also quite round. So it's not like it's super flat and wide and accommodating to a larger watch. So even when you look at this right here, I mean, you might have a smaller watch. I'm sorry, a smaller wrist. And you could also have a smaller watch. But you can see this just fits really, really well, and it definitely has that true tactical form factor where you're not wanting it to get in the way, and you're really going to be keeping it out of the way by having it in this nice compact size. So very, very cool here, guys. That is the green Hirsch Arie. I'm digging it. I know I recently featured an update on the Arie, and there's more coming from Hirsch. And, you know, having more options on where you can buy these straps, I think is, you know, hey, all the more reason to kind of enjoy them. Now, the last strap I want to touch on is going to be this really, really nice Hirsch Robbie performance strap, guys. The performance sailcloth, it also goes for $136.95. Hybrid construction with that really nice sailcloth texture upper in terms of that, and it actually is a leather that has been you know, given that additional texture, which looks great. You're even getting that two-way ventilation, so you're gonna have the perforations on the top side, which do coincide with that beautiful ventilation on the underside. So when it comes to if you're gonna wear this in and out of water, or you're getting a really sweaty situation, this is going to be something that's going to give you a nice amount of versatility and of course comfort, which I can really appreciate. Again, with the caoutchouc rubber in terms of that inner under layer, this one is going to be a little bit more limited in terms of the sizes, only available in 20 and 22 millimeters, but it does have that same layout with the 120 millimeter length on one end on the tail end, and then on the buckle end you're going to have that nice 80 millimeter length. So this is going to be perfect, as you guys can see, on my larger wrist, and there's still plenty of room for larger wrists, and you know, not too much extra tail there for smaller wrists. So again, that clean taper, this definitely gives you more of that kind of high performance sports watch look. Some of you might recognize this strap because I think Damasco actually offer a pretty similar strap on their bright blue dial DS and DK30s. So this is very, very cool, very, very vibrant, guys, and really well executed. Check that out, down to just the way everything is nicely sealed there. Very clean, very sharp. Look at that. Very nice. So definitely excited to see what other products that, you know, Anthony and the Chronometer Check team are going to be stocking. Again, I'm really happy to be able to support, not just a fellow YouTuber, but even somebody who was a fan of the channel, you know, from way back when, and somebody that I've, you know, actually talked shop with in terms of watch collecting. So yeah, I'm definitely, I think it's cool to see that, and I don't have a problem with YouTubers, you know, of course, getting some, making some extra revenue by selling stuff that they know is good and getting those accounts, because it's just nice, and it leads to, of course, a nice curation of options that are going to be out there. And it's not just about what's profitable. It's actually about, hey, what do people like, and what have people experienced that they like and that they enjoy, versus just kind of targeting something because they think it's going to move in volume. I do like that idea that, hey, you know, he's gotten hands-on, yeah, just like me, right? I've gotten hands-on with so many straps. So to be able to kind of curate a small selection to be an authorized dealer for, I think that's really, really cool. But let me know what you all think down in the comments below. If you like the video, please do a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.